Hey, it's Matcha coming at ya, and you're watching Steep T Gaming's review of Slipstream. What happens when you take one part arcade classic Outrun with another Tokyo Extreme Racer and throw them into a blender with a couple VHS tapes for good measure? Besides a blender that will never work again, you get Slipstream, but is it any good? Yeah, it is. Originally released for PC, Arcade Racer Slipstream has now turbo drifted its way onto the Nintendo Switch and Xbox and PlayStation, but I'm playing it on the Nintendo Switch. Slipstream is all about winning races against rival vehicles while slipstreaming behind cars and drifting around corners. The main game mode has traffic you'll need to avoid if you are to beat each rival and get that first place trophy. I love that when you crash, you lose very little speed, allowing you to quickly jump back into the race and remain competitive. The sense of speed, by the way, is incredible. While drifting, your car's tires look like they're hanging on for dear life. Look at that. Oh, they're gonna fall off. Look. They didn't fall off. That's how you know the developers got the arcade feel right. There are a total of 6 full-featured modes. These include Grand Tour, which is the main mode. In this mode, you'll drive through 5 connected stages while facing a unique rival in each. I spent most of my time in this mode and had a blast. At the end of the stage, you choose between 2 stages to race through next, until you reach the end of the 5th and final stage. Single race has you choosing a stage for you to race in. There's no traffic in this mode, but there are up to 24 racers. Grand Prix is a championship mode with 5 stages per cup, and optional car upgrades. Like Single Race, this is played against CPU racers and doesn't contain any traffic on the tracks. Cannonball is a rally-style race across connected stages. Time Trial is a solo race against the clock. Lastly, Battle Royale has you competing in an elimination-style race. At the end of each stage, the racer in last place is eliminated from the race completely. Slipstream includes multiplayer for 2 to 4 players locally. It's fun enough, but the single player Grand Tour mode isn't playable here. And that really is the meat and potatoes of this game. It's too bad there isn't any sort of online multiplayer available either. Slipstream utilizes detailed pixel graphics that are reminiscent of the 16-bit era of gaming. Each of the 15 stages look beautiful in their own right, and are quite varied. Levels range from forested areas, cityscapes, snowy tundras, and more. They look great in both handheld and TV mode, and there are some additional graphical effects that can be toggled off and on in the settings menu. This includes CRT, pixel, and NTSC screen filters. I also thought the rewind effect was fantastic, looking like someone pressed the rewind button on a VHS player. Little touches like these make me smile with nostalgia. Do you know what also makes me smile? Hitting that like and subscribe button, of course. On the other hand, I did not like the transition from stage to stage, as one landscape suddenly changes to another with a minor PowerPoint-like blinder effect. I'd much prefer if it was more gradual, with the environment slowly changing from one destination to another. This would have made the stage feel more connected and realistic. This wasn't enough to disconnect me from the experience, but I do wish more care was put into this. The controls are responsive. You accelerate with the A button and press B and then A to drift. You can slipstream or draft behind cars to pick up some additional speed. The drifting reminds me of a simplified version of Crash Team Racing's. There's also an automatic drift mode that can be enabled. This lets less experienced players, or even those that have difficulties with their fine motor skills, have fun playing without worrying about hitting the right buttons to drift properly. Accessibility features like this are great for gamers. The original soundtrack is excellent and very 80s inspired. And you know what that means? That's right, synths. Have a listen. Very chill music that is in stark contrast to the intense racing. It's awesome. Slipstream is a ton of fun. It's retro-inspired with beautiful pixel graphics and music. The sense of speed, something that is a must for racing games, is fantastic. The accessibility features will help players struggling with the drift mechanics and means more people can enjoy it. The suite of single-player modes adds variety to this package. It's nice to see split-screen multiplayer, but online multiplayer is an unfortunate exclusion. If you love intense racing games, heavily inspired by the 80s, this is a must. Thanks for watching.